Good morning. Welcome back to the homestead. So glad you could make it. Going to get started today, or back on the current cottage build. Got to do get the roof on it, which means we have to build the front and rear gable ends. We got to build the overhangs, put the rafters that we already built on the building, and then sheet it. Sounds like a piece of cake. It's not. It's a complicated build because of the dormer. The dormer is on that side of the building, and it changes the roof pitch right in the middle of the roof. So there's a lot of things that need to be done, and they need to be done in order, which I didn't do last time. I didn't put the flashing on until after I put the sheeting and that stuff on. That was a mistake. It made it very difficult to get the flashing on underneath the sheeting. Not a lot of room to hammer when you've got an overhang. So we're going to try and do it in order today. First thing I need to do is gather up some pieces and parts that we need to assemble for the front and rear gable ends and the front and rear overhangs. So let's get on with it. One of the things that we need to do, or don't need to do, that Brenda wants to do before I get started on this building is see if we can put the shade cloth framework up on the top of the building to give some shade inside the building. She's a little worried about me in too much sun these days. I've had some bad cramp reactions at the end of the day. Even though I drink electrolytes and I drink lots of water, I still get really bad leg cramps occasionally in the afternoon. So we're going to see if we can get that framework up on top of the roof, at least for a little while, until I need to work up there. But for now I need to build. The things I need to build will be built on the floor inside the building. So there's no breeze in there to speak of. Well, there's no breeze to speak of out here either. But it's if we can get some shade up there, that will definitely help with the heat. It's supposed to be another scorcher today, and anything we can do to help mitigate that, we should do. Okay, well, we got it up there. As long as there's not a big stiff breeze that comes up, it'll be fine. And it does give some needed shade. So, time to go gather up supplies and get ready for our build. Okay, that's the two gable wall ends. Next, I believe I have to build the overhangs for the front and rear. That's the eave overhangs or the gable overhangs. Keeps the water from hitting the side of the building or coming in the doors as much. Just like your houses. I'll have to build those and then attach them to these before we put them up. It's not the easiest thing to do, I'll say that. For this next part, I need 8 2x4s that are slightly bevel cut on one end and 8 4 7/8 inch 2x4 blocks. I can only find 7. I'm going to have to make one. No big deal, I have a little extra lumber that I bought, so that's good. This next part goes together with 3-inch screws. These boards are a bit warped, but it's what I got. I pre-drilled that one because the first one kind of split the board a little bit. This wood's pretty dry from sitting, so just not a bad idea. This is the wrong board. This one's twisted pretty good. I may still be able to use it. I won't know until I try. Okay, I've changed my mind. I'm going to make a new one. Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining us here on the homestead. It's another balmy morning today. Well, last time I worked on the cottage, I built the gable end pieces and the overhangs. So now we need to assemble those 4 pieces together to make 2. Well, actually it's 2, 4, 6 pieces to make 2. Anyway, and get those hung up on the building. Something I think I can do myself. I think I did it last time. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I can, however, at least assemble them. So we're going to start off with that. We assemble the 2 overhang pieces together first, or 4 in this case, and then we'll attach those to the siding and the gable end pieces. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. Alright, the directions say to mark a center line on the wall and then make a mark on each side 1.5 inches down to make sure that it doesn't sit down too far, I guess. And then we'll mark a center line on the gables as well, the gable units as well, and then lift that up and pretty much set it on there because there's two 2x4s. If you remember when I built that, holding the 3 pieces together, it should sit down on those 2x4s, hopefully. Anyway, so we'll mark the lines and get ready to put it up. Alright, it's time to put the gable on, the gable end on. Brenda's going to give me a hand with that. I got the marks all set for center and for the 1.5 inches down like it requests. And now we'll just put it up. A sure sign for knowing whether or not you need a new tool belt is when you sit down and the belt actually just breaks in half. It's exactly what happened to this one, but hey, it's about 8 years old. I managed to get it back together with a carabiner between 2 holes. So that's holding it together for now. Kind of stabbing me in the belt line back here, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Anyway, so yes, a new tool belt is in my future. They have gotten really expensive though. Kind of irritating. Anyway, shall we get on with it? Let's get on with it. All right, one gable up, one to go.